Hello everyone. Today we will start with the rest part of ibuprofen, which is pending in last video. In the last video of ibuprofen, we take 3 conventional methods for the synthesis. In this video, we will take 2 more conventional methods for the synthesis of ibuprofen. Then we will do the green method for the synthesis of ibuprofen, and after this we do the comparison between the conventional and the green methodology, right? So first method for the synthesis of ibuprofen is translocation rearrangement. Translocation rearrangement. This type of rearrangement is used in China factories, right? In this aryl 1,2 translocation rearrangement is used in China factories. Okay, this method is discovered by China laboratories. Now, this is the same basic material which we use in the last reactions, but we are taking the new reagent here, that is 2-chloro-propionyl chloride, right? In this we are taking AlCl3 and loss of HCl is there, and we are getting this reagent. Now, in the second step, we have to do reaction in the presence of acidic condition, and we are taking this. Now, what is name of this compound? It is neopentyl glycol. In the presence of heating conditions, we are getting a cyclic compound like this. Cyclic compounds like this. Now, this cyclic compound is doing reaction in the presence of ZnCl2. Heating condition is there, and now again we are getting open chain compound. Open chain compound. Now, in the presence of NaOH and this, we are getting ibuprofen as end product. Ibuprofen as end product, right? This is the translocation rearrangement in which aryl 1,2 translocation is there, means aryl group is translocating from one position to another position. In this, we are taking same reactant isobutyl benzene. It is reacting with 2-chloropropyonyl chloride. AlCl3 is taken, Lewis base is there, heating condition is there, and with loss of HCl we are getting this acylated product. Now, after this we have to take neopentyl glycol, right? In this we are taking, after doing reaction, we are getting cyclic compound. This cyclic compound in the presence of ZnCl2 and NaOH, it is giving us ibuprofen as end product, right? Now, the fifth method for the synthesis of ibuprofen is one pot synthesis from paraxylene. One pot synthesis from paraxylene, right? In this reaction, we have to take, first of all, it is one pot synthetic method. one pot synthetic method means we have to take all the reagents together in one container and just we have to do heating conditions, and after the रिएक्शन कंडीशन जो भी इसके रिएक्शन के लिए चाहिए हमने उसको प्रोवाइड कर दी एंड हमारे पास प्रोडक्ट आ जाएगा. ऑल द रिएक्टेंट्स आर मिक्स टुगेदर इन वन कंटेनर. इट इज़ वन पॉट सिंथेसिस, राइट. This technique uses super basic mixture of butyl lithium, potassium tertiary butoxide to deprotonate benzylic position and these negative anion used as nucleophile, right. In this we have to take the super basic mixture of butyl lithium, potassium tertiary butoxide, right, and we have to take paraxylene. What it will do, it will deprotonate the benzylic position. When we remove the hydrogen from this side, it will become negatively charged anion and it will act as nucleophile. Now we will do the reaction in the detail, right. In this we have to take paraxylene in the presence of butyl lithium and tertiary butoxide, potassium salt is there, okay, and hexane is our solvent for the reaction. And after this it becomes negatively charged anion, then it is reacting with CH3I for doing the methylation, okay, and we are getting one CH3 added on this position, okay. Now again you have to take same reagent, as it is one pot synthesis and butyl lithium and this reagent is taken in the excess. That's why again it is doing reaction with the product number 1 and we are getting, and then again you have to do reaction with CH3 twice CHBr, then we are getting this kind of product, okay. Now we are getting this kind of methyl groups at this position, right. Now we are getting product number 2. Again this reagent is in the excess, again butyl lithium is there, potassium tertiary butoxide is there, hexane is already present in this, then it becomes negatively charged anion, then in the presence of CO2 we are getting ibuprofen as end product, okay, ibuprofen as end product, okay. This is the one pot synthesis method. For the synthesis of ibuprofen, I am again repeating, we have to take paraxylene, butyl lithium, potassium tertiary butoxide mixture, hexane acting as solvent, then we have to treat it with methyl iodide. We are getting methyl inserted on this position, product number 1. Again this is already in the same container as it is one pot synthesis, then reaction with this contain 2 methyl group at this position. Now again reaction with butyl lithium and this, and we have to do, and CO2 we are getting ibuprofen as end product, okay. Now I want to tell you one very important point regarding the ibuprofen, that lots of methods are available in various journals for the synthesis of ibuprofen. यहाँ पे मैंने पैराजाइलिन के साथ किया, पिछली वाली 3 मेथड थे जो हमने किए आइसोब्यूटाइल बेंजीन के साथ, राइट. तो बहुत सारे मेथड्स हैं जो अलग अलग मेथड से, अलग अलग कैटालिस्ट से, अलग अलग स्ट्रेटर्जीज से पैराजाइलिन मतलब हमारे पास आइबुप्रोफेन की सिंथेसिस की जाती है. तो हमने कोई भी मेथड जो आपको इजी लगता है आप वो कर सकते हो. ज़रूरी नहीं कि मैंने ये 5 मेथड दे दिए तो आपने यही करने हैं. द वट एवर द मेथड विच you feel it is easy, you can prepare it for your exam, right? These are the 5 methods for the synthesis of ibuprofen by the conventional method. Now I am going to add the method which is the green method for the synthesis of ibuprofen, right? Now in the green method, what we have to do, we have to take the same reagent, that is isobutyl benzene. Then we have to add acetic anhydride and HF acting as a catalyst. Now after doing the reaction with both of these, this benzene ring got acylated. Okay, then we have to add H2 renin nickel as a catalyst, and then we are getting this product. Ketone is changing into OH. Now we have to add CO and PD catalyst, and we are getting COOH at the place of OH. Now if you see clearly, this method is 1-step, 2-step and 3-step reaction. Okay, this is 3-step reaction. Okay, same reagent is used. We add acetic anhydride, HF is using as catalyst, then we are getting COCH3 at the para position of benzene ring. Then we have to add renin nickel and hydrogen. Okay, then we are getting OH at the place of ketonic group. Then with the reaction of CO and PD, palladium catalyst, OH is changing into COOH, right? And this is known as ibuprofen. Now we did the synthesis by conventional method as well as we did the synthesis by conventional method. तो हमने अब क्या करना है कि we have to choose कि कौन सा method है जो वो effective है. Now one very important point, this method is discovered in 1980. Okay, 1980 में इसकी discovery हुई थी, and this method has only 3-step reaction, and BHC company discover it. It is Boots Hotchkiss company from USA, right? And after this it is awarded with Kirkpatrick Chemical Engineering Award for its discovery in 1993, right? I am again repeating, in the 1980 this method is discovered by BHC company. It has 3-step. This is a green methodology. This method is discovered in USA, and after the discovery this company is awarded with Kirkpatrick Chemical Engineering Award in 1993. Now come to the main point, which method is important. See, this is the conventional method. If you see, this is a long reaction, and अगर आप कंपेयर करो कि कौन सा मेथड इजी है इसमें से, तो डेफिनेटली ग्रीन मेथड इजी है बिकॉज इट इज़ 3-step reaction, and this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, I think 6 or 7-step reaction, right? So now we come to the important point कि हमारे पास whenever we do the reaction with आइसोब्यूटाइल बेंजीन किसके साथ रिएक्शन की, तो यहाँ से हमारे पास क्या रिलीज होगा, HCl, ACOH इज रिलीज एंड एल्यूमिनियम एज अ वेस्ट. तो मैं पिंक से क्या कर रही हूँ, वेस्ट को हाईलाइट. आई एम हाईलाइटिंग द वेस्ट मटेरियल इन दिस रिएक्शन विद पिंक मार्कर, राइट. तो आफ्टर द सेकेंड स्टेप, इस स्टेप में क्या होगा, हमारे पास हाइड्रोलिसिस कर दी थी हमने, तो यहाँ से हमारे पास अमोनिया निकल रहा है वेस्ट, राइट. तो यहाँ से हमारे पास क्या निकलेगा कंडेंसेशन वाले स्टेप में, यहाँ से ACOH. ओके, यहाँ से हमारे पास अगेन HCl बाहर निकलेगा. ओके, तो ये वाली जो है एसिड हाइड्रोलिसिस है. तो अगर आप देखोगे इस रिएक्शन में, इफ़ यू सी क्लियरली कि लॉट ऑफ वेस्टेज आर देयर. First step HCl is removed, ACOH is there, aluminium act as waste. In the second step HCl is again released, which is dangerous for the skin, and in the third step acetic acid is released. Then in the last step, when it is doing the hydrolysis of nitrile compound, ammonia is released. Okay, and again this is the acidic hydrolysis. तो ओवरऑल मेथड्स में आपने देखा कि लॉट्स ऑफ द वेस्ट मटेरियल इज रिलीज्ड इन द रिएक्शन, राइट. तो lot of the HCl is released, lot of the acetic acid is released, which is harmful for body, and HCl is corrosive for the body, right. So I am going to make the one comparison chart which will tell you which method is better. This is green method and this is the conventional method. Now in the green method, this is 3-step reaction, this is the 6-step reaction. In the conventional method, HCl, this, ammonia, aluminium are waste. HCl जो है that is corrosive for body, harmful है, कोई भी एसिड है तो obviously it is harmful, and it is pungent smell also. Clear? जो अमोनिया है that is toxic for fishes. Whenever this waste is released in the water and ultimately water goes to the some river or pond, then it becomes harmful or toxic for fishes or amphibians present in the water. Clear? First point, second point, third point, fourth point. Now aluminium जो है which is released in the conventional method, it is not degradable. It is not degradable and cause pollution to soil. Pollution to the soil. Okay. Now in this we are using HF. ग्रीन मेथड्स में हमने क्या यूज किया था, HF एज अ कैटलिस्ट आपने इसको यूज किया था. तो HF वी आर यूजिंग एज अ कैटलिस्ट एंड दिस इज easy to handle, and can be reused again. Clear? Now this step need less energy intake and यहाँ पे more energy is needed as it is 6-step reaction, right? Now I am again repeating, in the conventional method it is 6-step reaction, this is 3-step reaction. Obviously this method is better. Okay, I am putting star on it. Now in this lot of wastes are there. HCl, this is released, ammonia is released, aluminium is released, which are waste in the first method. HCl, it is a corrosive and harmful for the body. Ammonia, it is a toxic for fishes and amphibian. Aluminium, it is not degradable, and anything which is not degradable cause pollution in the environment, and this cause the soil pollution. Right, in this HF act as catalyst which can be reusable for the next reactions also. Right, as it is the 3-step reaction, less energy intake is there, and it is a 6 or 7-step reaction. It need more energy, almost double triple energy for doing the conventional mode synthesis of ibuprofen. Okay, now I am saying this is environment friendly method. This is environment friendly method, and whenever any method follows less harmful conditions, environment friendly strategies, this methodology is known as green method for the synthesis of ibuprofen. Right, and one very important thing I want to tell you, in this atom economy, which is the green method chemistry principle, this is followed. Right, here 100% atom economy is there, and यहाँ पे हमारे पास lots of waste products are there, side products हैं जो हमारे पास needed नहीं है. Right, तो if you compare the both methods, I suggest you कि ये method है जो this is very beneficial method, और journal और search करोगे तो आपको और भी green methods मिल जाएंगे. तो I think this whole things, 5 conventional methods and 1 green method, comparison of this is sufficient for your exam. बहुत ज़्यादा ही हो गया कि you can take any 2 methods for the conventional series and 1 method for green, then you can do the comparison. पेपर के लिए इतना sufficient है आपको. Right, तो अगर आपको ये सारी वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो प्लीज़ लाइक का बटन प्रेस करिए, और अगर आपको ये वीडियोस अच्छी लग रही हैं और कंटेंट आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, देन प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल. थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे.